So we cheat and we use self-rising flour, and we have found that white lily flour is the best flour to use. Freeze your butter and your Crisco. We just use a scale to measure our flour out. So we just dump the flour right in because we're on top of the scale. It's much faster than measuring out the 5 cups. So after my flour, I take my half cup of frozen Crisco and then I cut it into my flour just like this. So I do the same thing with my frozen butter. I cut it up into chunks like this and then throw it in my flour. So then I just take 2 butter knives and I start cutting across the flour, trying to get the butter and Crisco mixed in as equally as possible. Then I add my 2 cups of milk. This is 2% milk. I use whole milk. That works great. Buttermilk works great. I found that heavy cream is not a good option. Then I just cut that milk right into the flour, mixing it up as good as I can. Then I just use my hands and start mixing it together. I don't want it super sticky, so sometimes I add a little extra flour if needed. So then I just take some flour, throw it on my table, dump my dough out. And I don't use a rolling pin at all. I just use my hands, begin to shape it out into a round form. And then I fold it over 3 times like this, and then pat it back out again. There's going to be chunks of butter in there. That's totally okay. A little sticky, throw some flour on top. And I begin just to pat it out and shape it up. So now I just take my biscuit cutter and I start cutting out the biscuits and setting them aside. And then when I'm done with that first round, I put it together, fold it 3 times, and then I just shape it into the direction that I need it for my biscuit cutter and get some more biscuits out of the dough. And if it didn't work out, what I find is you just kind of put them back in and it just makes the dough smooth again. Actually, just kidding. We're hitting reverse on the video. You can't actually really do that. And then we just use a Silplat for even heat distribution and a nice thick sheet pan. And we just put our biscuits right there on top. Then we use our old O'Keefe and Merritt stove. We preheat it to 450. You want a really hot oven. And so we put them in our 450 degree preheated oven. We wait about 10 minutes. We pull those bad boys out, nice and golden brown. We got butter melted, looking good. We really enjoy ours with honey or raspberry preserves. Cut that biscuit open and watch that hot steam pour out. Then just throw some honey or jelly on there and enjoy them. So good.